Okay, first of all, I'd like to introduce a little bit very quickly myself. My name is Huda Jamal, and I'm a lecturer at Abu Dhabi Women's College. Today, I'm presenting on scaffolding. All of us are using scaffolding in our lessons. So the question is, why am I presenting on a topic that all of us are already familiar with and using in our classes? So the answer is why I'm presenting on this topic today. Basically, because I believe that scaffolding is one of the most, if not the most, effective teaching method applicable for our students. Also, I want to associate the topic with some famous literary background, namely Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, the ZPD, and the socio-cultural theory. So I believe that the topic is really worth sharing. In addition to all of this, I want to provide you with some practical examples from my own teaching. I want to show you how do I scaffold my writing lessons. Vygotsky's zone of proximal development is very famous in teaching. He defines it as the distance between the actual developmental level as determined by independent problem solving and the level of potential development as determined through problem solving under adult guidance. However, the concept of scaffolding was introduced for the first time by Wood, Berner, and Ross in 1976. Wood and his colleagues defined scaffolding as a process that enables a learner to solve a task or achieve a goal that would be beyond his or her unassisted efforts. Wood and his colleagues named certain processes that aid effective scaffolding, such as gaining and maintaining the learner's interest in the task, making the task simple, emphasizing certain aspects that would help with the solution, and control the child's level of frustration. Finally, demonstrate the task. Breadcamp in 2009 gave some scaffolding methods that can include modeling a skill, providing hints or cues, and adapting material or activities. However, scaffolding at the beginning was mostly associated or linked to child education. Silver in 2011 linked scaffolding to academic learning as well. He provided some guidelines for scaffolding instruction, where some are to assess the learner's current knowledge and experience for the academic content, to relate content to what students already understand or can do, and to break a task into small, more manageable tasks with opportunities of intermittent feedback. Finally, to use verbal cues and prompts to assess students. To summarize, the literature review I collected is clearly like the zone of proximal development is linked to scaffolding, where it refers to the learner's independent abilities and his or her abilities with the help of first the teacher, the social interaction, as emphasized by the ZPD, and other factors that I can showcase now. I would say, to summarize, that scaffolding is what we like. Before I say scaffolding, I would say that the our learning environment is exactly like or can be manifested in our like our struggling or the challenge of as teachers having a big gap between the high content level and the students' actual level, and us trying to bridge that gap through scaffolding. For me, I'm trying to scaffold my lessons through those elements, which are I'm using processing, from language, modeling, and language deconstruction. I also wanted to add bilingualism to the topic, and I'm working on that concept as well. However, I didn't include it in today's presentation because I still need to research more on bilingualism, and also most teachers are not bilinguals, especially English teachers, and still it needs research to show like, can we use bilingualism in English, like bilingual teaching in an English medium in instruction? Okay. How do I scaffold my writing lessons, which I think is worth showing now in the presentation? Actually, I use a process writing approach of pre-writing, drafting, and revising. I start with the first approach of like pre-writing, and I use my scaffolding methods. The first thing is providing the front language to students. It might, and I'm very like slow with these steps. It might take me one whole week just for the pre-writing stage, where I provide my students with background review. I go through this. I start with the parts of speech, then the sentence elements and sentence types, like simple, compound, complex. I revised all of these things with students to confirm their familiarity with these elements. I go through some grammar that help them according to the topic I'm teaching. I taught before MSAT writings like opinion essays, problem solution essays, and sometimes descriptive essays. Before that, I taught ALLT writing like essays and reports. Now I'm teaching professional communication, where I teach students how to write professional emails and reports as well. So I always have this challenge where I need to reach my course objectives and help the students be at the required level of the course. And also I have students who are still struggling with the language basics. I need really to provide students with the front language and to help these students reach the level, as I said, required. So again, I provide them with the essential background elements. I provide them with some grammar. Like, for example, if I'm teaching a descriptive writing topic, I would certainly give students like review of the types of adjectives, the forms of adjectives.
5 more minutes, Huda.
Okay.
5 more minutes.
Okay. I'm about to finish. The base form, the comparative, and the superlative form. I would give students the simple present prepositions, there is and there are, and I would try to help them grasp these topics. Second, I would give them a model, which is to me very important, and we would examine the model and analyze the model. Then we would identify structural elements of the model, like the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. While we're doing this, we would identify keywords, and sometimes I would give them words and word chunks, and to end up with having a language bank. I would sometimes give them, or not sometimes, most of the time, a dictation to be sure that they already memorized the relevant words to the topic, and they know how to spell them and use them correctly. Then I would move to the second stage, which is the drafting stage. I would usually use technology to help me with that. I would create, before I used to use Class OneNote, now I'm using OneDrive. I would create a folder for the writing, and students will have their subfolders, individual subfolders. We would write during the classroom, emulating the model and using expressions from the language bank. Students would work at their own ease and comfort. I would usually give intermittent feedback, like we would start with I would time them for the introduction. Once they are done with the introduction, after a while, of course, if they need my help, I would help them, and they would edit their mistakes at the spot. If the classroom time isn't enough, they would finish the topic as an assignment and upload it to their OneDrive, to their online space. Then comes the third stage, which is the revising stage, where I would give my actual feedback of the whole essay, and students would fix their mistakes and submit their final version. I find this scaffolding method very, very useful, and students really love and get benefit from. I could see that in the continuous improvement of my students' writing. Finally, I want to refer to the BOPPPS framework, which I think it's also connected to scaffolding. The BOPPPS framework is also famous for its levels and stages, the bridge-in, the objectives, the word teacher showed the objective, and then the pre-assessment, and then explaining the task through many activities, and then after that, the post-assessment, and finally, the summary. I think because of time, I would just show you the link to the instructional skills workshop, the ISW, where the BOPPPS framework came from. This website, the ISW, is to encourage reflective practice and to assist participants in developing their teaching and feedback skills. And I think it's also very useful to teachers who are interested in scaffolding. And scaffolding can be also used in all teaching, not only writing. It could be used in teaching vocabulary, reading, and other learning skills. Thank you.